Hail, adventurers! 'Tis I, Tila Tequila, Jihad, Johnny, and now featuring Bonbons with Pwnstarr Gaming. What's up, guys? Here we are, Pwnstarr Gaming. Another video, but first, gotta start off with the beer of the day. It's gonna be this wonderful Space Camper Cosmic IPA from Boulevard. So it's, let me set the story for you. It's 1984. John McDonald is in Europe on a trip, a vacation, and he's thirsty, goes into a bar, is fascinated by this place. It specializes in Belgian beers, and he just loves it. So he goes home, quits his job, sells his house, and starts opening up breweries and making beers. You may have heard of Boulevard Wheat. This is a newer one, Space Camper Cosmic IPA. Very tasty, very tasty. Definitely recommend. What are we here to talk about today? Ultima Online Outlands Summoner Overhaul. It's here. It's a big patch. It's crazy. I was lucky enough to jump on the test server, play around with it for a couple days, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I want to start off by saying that something that I've found really cool about Ultima Online Outlands server is the community and the different, how everybody comes together on the test center and tries these things out. I noticed Disharmony, Wes, Scully, Frederico, and then obviously Luthieus. They were just in there on the Discord channel, just non-stop, spending hours there. I know there's other people that I'm leaving out, obviously, but those were the ones that I noticed the most, and it's just, it's pretty amazing to see people testing things before they're actually a reality, and then things get out so quickly. I really was kind of caught off guard, to be honest with you, when it was released yesterday, because I thought we had plenty of time before it was going to be released, but it seems like the turnaround on it was so quick. Major props to this server and also the community coming together and getting that thing out like it did. So let's move on. Let's talk about it. So while I was on test, I took a couple hours and I did different summons. I did the same room tome that I have that I play when I'm on the live server that's filled with a bunch of demons. I summoned 2 fire elementals, I summoned 2 demons, 2 air elementals, and then finally 2 earth elementals. Those ones I did a little bit different. I'll explain that once we get there. But first off, let's start with the demons. So if you see here on the screen, this was the template that I used for the demon summons. I did Sadistic Rage, which is great. It has a 15% chance on damage taken to increase damage by 15% for 30 seconds. I also did Demonic Frenzy. It has a 25% chance on melee attack to increase attack speed by 25% for 30 seconds. I did Growing Fury, has a 5% damage for every 30 seconds that it's alive, stackable up to a max of 50%. So I went through these and I tried to do the most damage output that I could, and then this is kind of what I came up with. There's probably a better way, but this was the way that I chose and I went with. And let me tell you, I mean, these guys were beefy as all could be. I really had no problems at all farming other demons with them. I didn't have to heal much. I just murdered the demons, killed them pretty fast. I'm used to playing a tamer, as you guys know. You've seen my other taming videos. I mean, it was actually kind of nice. I felt a little bit stronger, not gonna lie. What I didn't like though was having to resummon them. I did find that if I let one dispel and then I would summon the other one and then kind of make it to where it was offsetting, but there was still a majority of the time where, I mean, they were always both summoned, but I just didn't summon them both at the same time. It kind of helped with that. Now I do see that the spirit stones, you can keep it going for as long as you have spirit in there. At the time I didn't know that, now I do, so I'm looking forward to doing that and seeing how that turns out. Either way, moving on to the fire elementals. The fire elementals, I'm gonna say a love-hate relationship. I know they can be really, really good. I just know also that since they are cast more spells, even if you don't do unstable sorcery, they still cast a lot of spells. So fighting against demons, I don't think they were at their strongest. They felt extremely weak to me against demons. I would like to take them into like a level 2, early level 3 part of a dungeon where it's not, demons, right? And they seemed really strong. Probably my favorite perk on them was the wildfire. Spells have a 10% chance to leave fire fields, inflicting 10 to 20 damage each second for 5 seconds. That seemed like it was always there, and it did accumulate quite a bit of damage. The other perk that I used was Glass Cannon, negative 20 hit points and plus 20% damage, burning at both ends, negative 25% summon duration and plus 25% damage, and Corporeal Tether is extra 20% hit points. So again, I tried to do as much damage as I could on these, and then I didn't use the Spirit Link with the Spirit Crystal. I didn't use the Spirit Crystals to keep them summoned longer. I'd love to test those out with those next time I'm on there. Overall, don't use them against casters. Use them against non-casters that Mind Blasts and spells will do a lot more damage to. Let's move on to Air Elementals. Air Elementals, I gotta tell you, these guys, I think that if used right, they're gonna be OP. Not joking. They do a lot of area effect damage. It seems like they were just hitting everything around them. They even have a perk that melee attack has 15% chance to hit 2 additional targets within 2 tiles of the target. So, if they get a bunch of guys around them, then that's going to even go off even more. But I did do Microburst. Melee attack adds 2% attack speed for 30 seconds, and it's stackable for a max of 20%. I did Cyclone, 15% damage, and gains the charge ability. That was cool, seeing them kind of whirlwind in like a big tornado. Tempest is ignore armor to 66%, and each melee attack increases dispel resistance by 10% for 30 seconds. And then I did Spirit Pact, 25% base summon duration. These guys, they were really cool, especially in the next part that I'll talk about, which is the Earth Elementals. This is the one I'm most excited for. I went to Cavernim, I went to the mini boss, and I wanted to see I knew Earth Elementals were the tanky of the bunch, and I wanted to see how they stacked up against the mini boss. Well, they didn't disappoint. Once again, if it wasn't for them desummoning from duration, I'm really curious to see how they would stack up one-on-one against a mini boss. They were just so strong. I picked Slam, 15% chance on melee attack increase, the attack's damage by 75, and reduce target's accuracy by 25% for 15 seconds. I did Deep Roots, which requires only 5 seconds being stationary to become rooted, and the damage bonus increases to 30%. So obviously it's a mini boss. I mean, it was just tanking it. It was the only thing fighting it, and it rooted down, and when it did summon the ads, they all somehow attacked that Earth Elemental, and it worked out perfectly. Grounded, plus 25% hit points, and this one was important to me for fighting a mini boss, plus 25% dispel resistance. We did Hardened, plus 5% damage and 10% armor, and Corporeal Tether, plus 20% hit points. I'm really excited to go see how he fares up against a mini boss again, with some different tests on there, because overall he was very, very beefy. Now, I won't say he did a whole bunch of damage, but that's why when I noticed that, I clicked over and I started summoning a second, I started summoning an Air Elemental. The Air Elemental, my theory was that he would go in there and help fight some of those other monsters that were around him while still doing damage to the boss. So I'm excited to try that out again. I'll let you guys know how it works. I gotta tell you, this Summoner Overhaul is great. I hope you stocked up on Eldritch Cores. because it seems like they have doubled, if not tripled, in price overnight. I thought that they were going to do that right when this Summoner Overhaul patch was announced, but it actually took it releasing for it to happen. Also, Spirit Speak scrolls have went up immensely in price. I'm waiting to see how much higher Void goes, but either way, the market's hot right now with stuff for summoners. Guys, make a summoner. I know you're going to enjoy it. I've done just a few hours here and there with different summons, and I can tell you right now, I'm going to echo Tila, and I am going to make her a summoner as well as still my tamer. It's just so much fun. It's situational, it's fun, guys. Give it a shot. Give Luthien and Owen a big thank you. Give the testers a big thank you. This patch, damn, good job, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and click the like button, click the sub button, and then comment below on what your plans are to do with your summoner. Also, thanks for being a part of Pwnstarr Gaming. It's been a fun ride. I feel like I'm learning a lot more in this video editing stuff, and I'm always open to suggestions. So please message me on Discord and let me know what you think.